Okay. So today we'll start with general ledger. The reporting, what we have OTBI, just we'll go through it, and the basic report definition through BI also will be covering. That will do along with GL related reporting concepts. In GL also we have uh, this, smart view and account inspector, monitor, and which are related to reporting and querying purpose and financial reporting studio FRS we have. When we are working on those concepts, along with that, we'll cover that FBDI and I'm sorry, this OTBA and BA reporting. Okay, fine. So, well, this is what we have as per course content. I think we completed all these basic setups as a part of ledger definition. Only account hierarchies we have to go through, that we'll see later. I will start with the process. Yeah, fine. The understanding roles. Sorry.
Lakshman, Ankit, can I ask one question?
Yeah, Ankit, tell me.
Lakshman, in accounts payable, okay, say example, a supplier is having two sites under two different operating units.
Say, Ankit, these it's not. We can discuss in the end of the session, because if some.
Okay, I will ask.
Yeah, whatever we are working on, that if relevant query means okay, immediately we can discuss. If something else means, we'll discuss. We'll take it to the end of the session. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. At the end of session, I will ask this question.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Okay, fine. Okay. The first point I mentioned here is understanding role-based dashboards. So by this time we are aware of that, how it works. If you go to the same, we have dashboards for payables, receivables, and all applications. But here just I mentioned for general ledger. Okay. If you go to general accounting dashboards, in the same way for payables also you have dashboard. Okay. So just it's all about the complete information which you can see under accounting dashboard, general accounting dashboard. You can see account monitor. You just that functionality we'll be discussing. If you have any intercompany transaction, the relevant information you can see, requiring attention, requiring my approval in case of intercompany related approvals, approval from others, new and imported errors. And if you just move to the journal section, here you can see journal approval related, requiring attention, requiring my approvals, pending approval from others, incomplete transaction, and imported errors if you are importing the journal from other source. And here close status. From here you can see your ledger period status related to different applications. For this ledger, January period is open for which period, which application, for which application that is closed, everything you can see. So it is showing us general ledger. GL period is open, and receivables period also open. Payables period is also open, but we never touch this project, so that status showing us never open. And FA it won't track because it's all about running the depreciation, closing the period. So that is not applicable here. And the other one is process monitor. If you submit anything from here, you can monitor the request. So this is just brief information. When you are working anyway, we'll just come across all this information also. Fine. So this is not a something like separate concept. Just I think I mentioned that. Now we'll see how to create journal and post it. In the beginning of classes also we did. Now what we'll do is just we'll create a journal, and I think that we already covered journal creation and posting. Now what I'll do is I'll take you through that how we can drill down the information to subledgers that we didn't cover. That I'll take you through. So I think where it's quite the same. We'll use it. Just go to journals. That's the same drill down functionality we have in Fusion also. But how do we have in EBS? Just I'll show you how to drill down. Go to this task panel, say manage journals. For example, let's say we query, we will find subledger journals. Maybe December 16. Display. Find no issues. So let's go with the source. Search. Do you have something in John? Yeah, okay, we have. Fine. So these are the transactions, these are the journals which we imported from payables. Now how the drill down will work. Just open any one of the journal. In EBS, we'll open the journal, we'll go to the line, we'll select specific line, and line level drill down is possible. Here also the same way, but here we don't have separate tab or option. If you want to drill down any journal information, simply you have to click on the amounts. Okay, you have to click on the amount. Click on the amount. There's no separate option, directly you can click on that. Okay, and here you can see the view transaction. Here the information system is showing related to payable, sources, payables, and item expense, invoice validated, and debit amount. Okay, and click on view transaction. Okay, now this is invoice information. Okay, from GL we are able to drill down to payables. That's it. And if you want to see the distributions, you can click on view distributions. We know, like in ABS also, it's only read-only privileges will get. In the Fusion also same. Okay, the distribution for selected line. Okay, so this is how just we can drill down. Just I want to show you how, from what is the process of doing that. Yeah, that is just simple concept I mentioned. Now we'll see the journal approvals, configuration testing. We'll go with a simple example. What I'll do is, we have our current user is Fusion. Therefore, we'll create, for testing, what we'll do is we'll create an approval group. Let me take here. Okay. So we'll just go and create simple rule. We know how to define all this. For payables we did, and expense we did, purchasing we did, right? So create, just we'll go with one approval group. Create approval group. We'll create an approval group. and already we have employee. The same employee will be selecting Fusion employee. Then we'll create the approval rule, and what we'll do is there will be one checkbox which you have to enable at ledger level. Say enable journal approvals at ledger. Then we'll create journal and we'll test it. That's it. Simple. Okay, first we'll go and create the approval group. Just go to setup and maintenance. Just let me refresh, it is not connecting. From here also you can search approval groups for financials. Create an approval group, click on create. Fusion journal approval group. Select members here. Member is Fusion. Select this user. Say OK. And click on save. That's all. One group is enough to test this. You don't need to go and set same or less than and more than. Now we'll just go to task configuration. Scroll a little down. It's not displaying. What you can do is I'm just minimizing this. Here we have the task configurator for journal approvals. Fin GL journal approval. Select it. Select edit. Just 1 second. Go to edit, synchronization in progress. Okay, let's wait for some time. This is completed. Okay, done. Now go to settings. What I'll do is, instead of doing that, let me save and do commit. So select task configuration called as FinGL journal approval. Okay, then just go to edit, click on edit, and go to assignees. And this is the workflow we have. So by default, this node is enabled. Okay, supervisory journal approval. So you know how to set supervisory approvals also. The same we tested for expense. Just I'm going to disable this node. What I want to do is I want to go with a single approval, or else here we have other option called as approval group. Okay, anything you can choose. The how you are going to write the rule, that's how system will understand. Okay, I'll select single approval. Anything you can choose. How you, I mean, what is the condition? What is the approval? I mean, you will go with the supervisory or approval group, depending on that. Within that rule definition only you can specify. Okay, anything you can select. Let's select approval group, and I'll say uncheck ignore participants so that this will be activated. So make sure that other nodes are not enabled when we are testing. And say save and commit. Again, go to edit, go to assignees, just go to rule. See, there is a by default rule called as, okay, ignore journal approval participant. Okay, this is a seeded rule. So they're given as one means always trigger approvals. Yes, system will be triggering, and again it will call ignore participant rule condition, then condition. So that's there won't be any approval. So this is the reason. Okay, So this is how just they given the some seeded rule. Now what we can do is we'll create our own rule. Before that we'll just deactivate it. Okay, click on create. Region journals, anything you can write here, just expand. If condition, let's go with the condition journal amount. So I'm going with this condition as maximum journal net amount. I'm selecting long value. And here same or less than. I don't see that scrolling option here. What I'll do is I'll just close it. Yeah. Select constant. I'll say 50,000. Okay, if journal amount is same or less than 50,000, who can approve it? Add approver. Go to approval group. Response step is by default it will take required and select approval group as Fusion. Fusion Journal Approval Group. Within this approval group we have employee called as Fusion. Okay. Then now what we can do is validate, submit for validation and make sure that there are no validation errors. So no errors, no validation errors or warnings found. Expand this. Save and do commit. Commit this. Okay, we created rule. Created group and the rule also we created. Now we have to enable journal approval at ledger level. Ledger level means here we know it's a ledger options. Go to ledger options. Go to implementation project. So we know task name is specify ledger options. Here this is a option for secondary ledgers. Just make sure that you are selecting for primary ledger related ledger options only. So specify ledger options. Just click on go to task icon. Okay. And here, if you scroll little down, under journal processing, you can see the enable journal approval checkbox. Say okay. Save and close. Okay, we're done with this. And the source level also just you journal source, manage journal sources. So which is source we are going to create journals through manual. The same setups in EBS also, just this, but in EBS what we do from GL directly, we have a user interface we can go and create, but here we are creating through uh, this BPM. The rest of setups remain same. There also ledger level will enable the checkbox that approval journal approvals are applicable for which source of the journals we have to specify. The same here we are trying to do it. The source is manual. So already journal required journal approval is enabled. Since it's a vision environment, somebody enabled. Okay, that's what we have to understand. If you want to do for subledger related journals also, you can just for the respective source you can enable it. So that also just say enable journal approval at source. Okay, these are the basic setups we have to complete. Now we'll go and create the journal and we'll test it. Go to journal creation page. Journals. Create journal. So you know the batch and journal names are not mandatory. System will create automatically. Just since here we are creating from GL, source will be manual by default. You can select any one of the category. Just we are doing testing, so any category you can select here. No issues. Select any one of the account. So as per rule, this employee can approve if journal amount is same or less than $50,000. Just I'll enter $40,000. Go to next row. Okay, done. Save this journal. And if you want to create one more journal within this batch, you can click on this create. Okay, then it will open the space here. You can create. If you think you created multiple journals, all the journals whatever you planned, then you can click on complete. Then here okay, we don't have to create, just click on post. This will be submitted for approval. The journal require approval before it can be posted and has been forwarded to the approval. Approval status is required. The notification should come to the same user, and we can go to the dashboard also. From there we can see sometimes system takes much time to populate this what I can say, this notification. Okay, support beneficial load, this is the different one. Go to general accounting dashboard. Here it should come under this requiring attention. Sorry, here requiring my approval. So let approval, it should come under this. We'll wait for some time. It should come. What I'll do is I'll sign out and sign in. There is a notification. Action required, journal batch so and so, the 40,000 fusion require approval. You can just click on this and you can approve from here, or else from the accounting dashboard also you can do the same. Okay, so this is a journal came for approval. May click on approve from here, or else directly we can do from dashboard. General accounting dashboard. Scroll a little down here. You can see under require my approvals, 40,000. Then you can select. You can say approve. So this is all about journal approvals. Now what I'll do is I'll just go and do uncheck that require journal approval for our lecture. Otherwise every journal we create for other concepts, it require approval, and we have to submit and we have to wait, we have to approve it. So instead of that, just I'll go and do disable the journal approval for our lecture. Specify lecture options. Select last one because the middle one is for secondary lecture. Uncheck, disable, save and close. Even the approvals are defined, the rules are defined. Since that is not applicable for our ledger, it won't trigger any approval process and notifications. That's all. Okay, just better I'll sign out and sign in. It's not mandatory, but just I'm doing just if I'm creating some journal, it may take the same. Okay, this is all about journal approvals. Now we'll see how to create the journal from ADFDI. Go to Navigator. Go to journals. See, it's not mandatory all the time you have to go to Navigator. This we call as a springboard. This we call as a springboard. From springboard also you can take the navigation. So what is that? General accounting, right? Okay, this we call as springboard. The icons what you can see here. This is springboard. Based on this navigator functions within this, what you can see, those are in summarized way you can see in the springboard also. So if you go to general accounting, we have three options. The same way here through springboard, if you go to that general account, click on that, it will display those three options. From here also you can navigate. Click on journal. So go to task panel. Okay, here we have a task called as create journal and spreadsheet. It's nothing but ADF/DI function. Click on create journal and spreadsheet. Before that, we have to make sure that the desktop integrator, this plugin is already installed in your machine. Okay, just say okay. Say connect. Fine. So if you want to write the name, you can write here. Fusion expense. Select your ledger. Fusion USA primary ledger. Accounting date. Accounting date, what date we can choose? Today's 27. Done. That's all. And here, this section, it's going to work as a batch, journal batch. You know, in ABS we have a journal batch, that function. So here you can specify total entered. I mean, on this one, total entered amount. Okay, it will update here. Okay, no need to specify. So you can enter, I mean to say journal batch, what I'm saying here, you can enter the multiple journals. Okay, here you can specify the multiple lines you can enter. So here to enter we need some additional information also. Fine. Ledger ID and all. Okay, not here, and that's a different one. Fine, let's proceed with the entering the debit and credit lines. Just double click. So click on search. Company, department, select any one of the expense account. Currency, journal currency, USD. So enter debit amount, say 25,000. That's all. Okay, there are no mandatory fields here. So enter credit line. Say cash account. No, I think I was talking about it's a batch process. No, it's not batch. I think that's a different one, which I was thinking. Okay, this is a normal journal, individual journal creation process only. Multiple means you can go with this a different tab. Multiple journals you can have here. Not request, just it's connecting. Here you can go with a batch process. Okay, in this form only single journal. Here enter send 25,000. Okay, done. Now you can submit this. Journal name we given as a fusion expense. Okay, I'm selecting submit journal import and post. So import descriptive flex fields. We are not dealing with the descriptive flex field here in this journal process. So say no validation required. Descriptive flex fields no. So submit. Here you can see the row status, rows inserted successfully. If you want to create the batch process, you can go to this tab. From here you will be able to do that. Okay, batch, it belongs to each batch and all, you can specify and you can do it. Now we'll go and find that journal in the application. Once again, what I'll do is go to journals. And say go to manage journals. Fusion expense. Source is spreadsheet. Search. So this is journal we created. So fusion expense. So 25,000. Status is posted. Okay. And the next concept. Okay. So the next one is loading journals from FPDA. If you have a bulk journals to load, you can use the FPDA template. So however, we can use FPDA for payables, receivables, and assets. And the same way for journals also we have FPDA template. We'll go and just test by passing one journal into the system through template. So for that, what we can do is go to this OER, Oracle Enterprise Repository. Here, go to Financials, select Release 11, just expand this, click on this. Here you can expand, and we need a template for journal import. Just try to find it. Yep. Here we have a journal import. Click on this. Here you can see the complete information. Once you import through this, where data will go and sit, you have to run the import journals. Data will be submitted to GL interface. From there, just will be imported. Okay, so we have to submit the job called as import journals. Same process what we did for payables receivables, same process. Download this template, right click and say save link as. It seems to be how this. Okay, this is a VDA template. Go to GL interface. Remove the sample data. Your status is, see here you have to say, take the ledger ID. How to take the ledger ID? We just we know how we just found that BU ID in the same process. Go to application. Go to manage ledgers. From the task you can find the ledger ID. From here I can navigate, manage primary ledger. Here what you can do is go to view columns, select ledger ID, so that for all these ledgers the ledger ID also will get displayed. Otherwise only these columns are getting displayed. See, ledger name, description, chart of accounts, accounting, currency and the status, currency, accounting, the same you can see here. If you want to see the ledger ID, select this parameter also, column also. So ledger ID is getting displayed. Now go to your primary ledger, search for your primary ledger. Just sorry, I was searching with this. System is taking as this ledger ID I was searching. It's a ledger name here. This is the field. This is our ledger ID. So just you can make a note. 3000000 129 321 401. Okay, we'll confirm once again. 300000129, yes, 129 321 321 401. That's all. Okay, this is a ledger ID for our ledger. Okay, now you can close it. This you can take into spreadsheet. Just copy and paste here. This is the date format, year, month and date. So here is 17, month John, date 27th. Source, which is source, I may write as a spreadsheet. Category, I'll take, we have which categories, let me take it's adjustment or adjustments, what we have. So any one of the category I'll take from here. Adjustment, I'll take as adjustment. Or anything just as a just for testing purpose, I'm taking some random values. So I'll take adjustment. Currency code is USD. Journal entry creation date is same, copy and paste it. Actual flag, this is actual balances only, not budget or encumbrance, something else. Okay, so segment information you have to provide here. For that we have to open the definitely journal form. For this company department we have as a thousand. And here I'll take on expense account. Thousand, and this is the account, and we don't have fourth and fifth segments. Okay, enter debit amount. I am just giving as 5,000. Okay, the converted debit amount is not applicable. All these references we don't require. Interface group identifier, it's not mandatory. That's all. Now create a credit line. Select as a new, same ledger ID. USD. Tag is actual, not encumbrance. We'll just change the account to cash account. Enter credit amount. That's all. Okay, this is how just you can provide the information. Then go to here, instructions, generate CSV file. Save in this folder. What it is saved or not? Let me check. No, let me save. What I'll do is I'll remove this, delete it, delete this column also system added. Once again, I'll just submit this. Generate CSV file. It should generate a GIF file. It's not generating. Just let me try with this. It's not generating zip. It is generating zip. This CSV only. It's not working also. Okay. Seems there is some problem with that file and all. No issues. You know the process already. We tested the same process. This is how we'll enter. We'll convert into CSV and we'll be directly submitting the program called as what is that interface load file for import. There we'll select directly you can select that zip file which is there in your desktop, and finally you can submit import. It will be importing the data into system. So we tried for the APR and FA also. So again, it's not going to be new learning. Just only data setup data is different. That's all. Okay, just you please try from your side, but just I shown that how to download, how to enter. That's all. Now we'll see the foreign currency setup and a process. Foreign currency journal creation and a process. It's a very simple concept as we know. So if you want to enter foreign currency journals, just we have to set the exchange rate. That's all. Create daily rates. Then we can create foreign currency journal. Okay. So to set up the daily rates, go to implementation project. Okay, this from anywhere you can search for the task. Manage daily rates. Go to daily rates tab. The rates we can create only through spreadsheet. Click on create in spreadsheet. Click on open. Say connect. sign in. Okay. So from currency, so USD to currency, I'll take say INR. Conversion rate type is corporate. From conversion date to 7th, 17. I just want to set for only today. Okay. $1 equal to say 68 INR. Now then submit. So we created a conversion rate between USD and INR, or you can say INR to USD, whatever. So now we'll create journal in INR. Create journal in INR. So header level, if you want to give some information, you can give. Expense one, maybe batch name. Journal name also I'm giving same. Here you can change the currency. Select you want to create journal in which currency. Since with this date conversion is available, it is taking automatically. Inverse conversion rate is 68. Select any one of the category. Say 10 lakhs rupees. It's just converting 10 lakhs equal to $14,705. We go to next row. Done. So this is how just the foreign currency journals can be created. Just save it. If you don't want to enter any more journals within this batch, complete, then finally submit for post. Now no approvals are applicable. Done. So that's all about foreign currency journals. Okay, the budgets we'll see a bit later. We'll proceed with the reverse journals and setups. It's just a simple process. The reverse journals setups and the process I mentioned. Just it's a not it's auto reversal setups and the processes. This is just a normal simple step. Okay, reverse journals. How to reverse the journals? We'll see manual process later. We have another concept called as auto reversal. Their setups are required, but for normally to reverse a journal, no setups are required. We know that you can go on query journal and you can reverse it. Go to manage journals. Search. Okay, from here you can select the journal and you can say reverse. Else you can open the journal. So batch actions we have. From here also you can reverse it. If you want to reverse here particular journal also you can reverse it. But in this batch level and the journal both are same. I mean batch with this is one batch, within that one batch we have only one journal. Okay, this is how just you can perform the reverse action. Another simple concept here we have, and data access set and process. Okay, we'll see the data access set definition. So to test this, so when we talk about data access, we know like the moment you create the ledger with the same ledger name, system will create the data access set, and it will give the read and write privileges for all balance and segment values whatever we have within the specific ledger. Now if you want to set up any kind of read only read and write privileges for different balance segment values in different way, so in that case we can create our own data access set. So here what we'll do is, in case of EBS, what we do, we'll create the data access set, and the data access set we have to assign to responsibility by using the GL data access profile option. Here what happens is you can create the data access set. The moment you create the data access set, automatically system will create the data roles with the data access set. The custom data access set, against that it will create the data roles. The data roles we have to assign to the user. That's how it works here. Okay, let's see how. And for to test this functionality, what we'll do is, first we'll go under create data access set. I think we have three balance and segment values, and there when we are defining the data access set, we'll set for first balance and segment value. I mean 1000 will give read and write. For remaining 2000 3000 will set read only privileges. We'll create the data access set, then system will create the data rows automatically, and we'll create the user. For testing purpose we cannot try with the same user. For this user we have full access permissions. To test this we should try with a different user only. Create user, so create new user, say assign data roles to user. Which data roles? The data roles which are created against data access set. Then we can test it. Okay, this is what we are going to see now. Okay, so first we'll go to the data access set definition task. Go to implementation project, or if this task you can create from outside of the project also. If there is no mapping, as it's not mandatory, it has to be tagged within the project definition only, but I'm creating from project only. So data access set. Functionality wise, if you want to set read only or read and write privileges for specific balance and segment values, we can use this functionality. Not only balance and segment value, you may set for entire ledger level or ledger set level. Okay, even for management segment values level also we can set it, so that we know. Say manage data access sets, click on go to task icon. So manage data access. So here we never created these data access. These all are created by system based on our primary ledger. We can see our primary ledger name also here as a data access set name. We'll create our one. So fusion data access set. So we don't want to set ledger level privileges, balance and segment value. Say primary balance and segment value. Select chart of accounts, fusion accounting flex field instance, and here fusion 13. Of course, here if you are going to set data set across multiple ledgers, in that case we may set one as a default ledger, but now it's not required. So as we discussed, what we'll do is for first balance and segment value 1000 we'll set read and write. For remaining two balance segment values, read only. Select ledger or ledger set. We didn't create any ledger set, we'll see that later. Selecting, and we don't want to set same privileges for all balance and segment values which we have within this primary ledger. So uncheck this all, so it will allow us to select specific. Okay, single value only here applicable. Select that value 1000. The privilege is read and write, not read only. Okay, click on add. Uncheck the single value 2000. Privileges are read only. That means, okay, that we'll see, we'll discuss. Okay, read only. Okay, then say save and create, save and close. Now system will create the data access set we created. System will create the data roles against this data access set. Done. Now just we'll go and create the user. To create users, navigate to IDM, manage job roles. Create new user. Give the name as Fusion Data Access Set. Any value you can take. any value. So login name also Fusion data access set. Click on save. Then go to roles. So we create a data access set for general ledger application. What are the seeded jobs we have in the GL role template? Against all the job roles, system will create the data roles with this uh, data access set what we created. We'll go to search with that. I'll search with the term called as Fusion data access set created. Okay, yes, sir. Now this user can have access to general ledger applications for all the functions. Reason we assign all the roles. Okay, within the roles. We know how to find what functions we have in which role. That already we have seen. So security console you can go and check it. So now we assigned all, that means full access this user will get to GL application. But as per this data access set, so this user can have access to data called as balance segment value called as 1000. That's it. You'll go and see that. And at the same time, I want to assign employee role also, which is abstract role, so that this user can run any requests if required. Now submit LDAP. No issues, just sign out. Username is Fusion data access set. Fine. General accounting. Go to journals. Now the access to only Fusion Data Access Set. This user have access to Fusion Data Access Set. This user can create journals only with balance and segment value 1000. Let's go and test it. Okay, only one. But in case of EBS, we can see the values. Even those are read only, we can see from here. But in Fusion, that you don't find those values since we cannot perform anything here. Okay, but always you can see the data, which is what are the data we have with the 2000 and 3000. You can go and query if any data is there with the 2000 and 3000 balance segment values that you can see from this user. That's all. This is all about data access set. We know the same you can set at ledger level, read only privileges, or even ledger set level also. You can do this. Fine. So that's all about data access functionality. Then find these secure rules, cross validation, ledger sets, and all. We'll see in the maybe tomorrow session. We'll see. We'll work on this, and we can stop the session for today. And seems to there are some questions. I think Ankit is asking some question. And any questions on today's session, please. If no questions, we can wind up for today. Any questions on today's session? Okay, seems to no questions. Then that's all for today. Okay, we'll just see you. Today is Friday. And okay, see you on the Monday then. Okay. Uh, Maybe few classes we can complete to rest all. Maybe 1 second. 1, 2, 3. 3, and again we have to look into that how to other concepts will be covering how to move the data from one instance to other instance. I'll take you through that. Okay, how to export the data from one instance and how to move the data to other instance. That process we'll see. Apart from that, rapid implementation approach, how to load the primary ledgers data into system, that also we have to see if anything is. And apart from that, reporting also we have. Okay, hardly not more than, let me just see here. Okay, at any cost we'll complete in the next week. Okay, in the next week will complete remaining all concepts pending. Whatever we have to complete. So within the next week we can complete this course. Okay. So if you have any questions on today's session, please. Otherwise, I request Ankit to go ahead with your questions. Ankit is offline. Fine. Seems to is offline. Okay, fine. If you don't have any questions, okay, we can wind up the session for now.
Yeah, Lakshman, only one question. With respect to the expense management, do you have a couple of minutes?
Sorry?
I have a question on the expense management. Do you have a couple of minutes?
Yeah,
Or
please.
can I guess?
Yeah, please, you can.
You explained that the expense report. In the case of the credit card, I did one expense management using the credit card.
Credit card, I'm not sure on that process.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, if you are looking for that sort of information, I'll just let me check with some
No,
documentation
just
and all if you
one
need.
thing. When we have the file will come from the credit card company,
Mhm.
so we will download from the FTP server and then put it into our server, and
Let's
then
do
we
one
upload
thing.
it.
Let's do one thing. Give me your question. I'll try to get answer for your question because I'm not sure. I have to be frank on that. The credit card process, I'm not sure. Tell me what is your query. I'll try to get some information on that for you.
Oh, in the cloud implementation, if I use the credit card, where I can load this bank file.
Your question is how to load bank file, the credit card
Yes,
related information bank file, how to load into
yes,
the system.
yes, that's correct.
You'll get answer by tomorrow. Okay, next session. Next
Oh,
session,
thank
I'll
you
give you
so
that
much.
information. Yeah,
Okay, thank you. Take your time, no problem.
fine, arms. Thanks. Okay, any other questions? Fine, seems to no questions. We can wind up the session for today and see you on Monday. Have a good day and good night. Thank you.